Hey guys, how's it going? Jay here once again, and I don't get a chance to do many vlogging videos nowadays, but I wanted to do one today to give you guys an update on my recording studio and the layout. Because I know some of you are curious about this kind of thing. Maybe you just like to see what happens behind the scenes and how things are set up. Or maybe you want some tips for your own YouTube recording studio or whatever your situation might be. So I feel like maybe some of the things that I talk about in this video might help some of you. Maybe you're just curious, or maybe you just want some inspiration or something like that. So hopefully you'll get something out of this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, first of all, I want to talk about what my goal is. What goal have I been trying to achieve that led to me restructuring my recording studio? Now, obviously, better video and audio quality are number one goals for me, but actually what's very important to me is simplicity. I don't have a lot of time to record. I might have 4 hours a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. So when I do have time to record, I actually need to make the best use of that time that I can. So making the process easy, that's very important to me, because the easier the process, the faster I can churn out more videos for you guys. And I think you guys appreciate that. I definitely want to get videos out there. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing things that I don't really need to do. And I feel like I have achieved the simplicity. Now, the audio and video quality is nearly where I want it, but the simplicity is 100% where I want it. And I'm going to talk about that later on in this video. But first of all, what equipment am I using? So first of all, I have upgraded to a Sony Handycam AX53. So from now on, including this video and some of the previous ones, when you see me in the video like you are right now, you are seeing me through that camera. Again, that's the Sony Handycam AX53. As for audio, I am using a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Now, I really like this microphone. It has a rechargeable battery, which makes it very, very easy. And you're not seeing that in the frame right now. And let me tell you, that was really challenging. There's actually a lot of challenges that I've run into when it comes to audio quality. And getting the audio quality to be decent without the microphone in the frame, well, that's a little hard. And in fact, some of my videos, you might have seen that microphone in the background while I was actually trying to figure out how to do that. As of today, you're not seeing the microphone because it's right above me. It's actually, if I point, I'm pointing to it right here, and it's right off the frame by maybe an inch or two. So it's barely out of the frame, but you're not able to see that. And that was important to me because I don't like seeing cameras in the frame. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of YouTubers have the camera in the frame with them, but that's just not something I wanted. I wanted the microphone to be completely out of the frame, and I finally did achieve that. So I'm going to show you guys more about my recording hardware in just a moment. But first of all, I want to show off the simplicity of recording on my channel and show you guys what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a laptop. Okay, so I have my laptop right here. And I'm going to demonstrate the simplicity part of this project because, like I mentioned, that was a very important factor. Now, before I do, if you haven't already been watching my channel, then you need to know that there's two types of footage that I mainly record. So right now I'm recording the footage of me talking to you. You see my face, you see a little bit of the background here. You are seeing me through my camera. But then what I also do is I grab an HDMI cable, just plug it into the laptop, and then I also need to record footage from the computer because if I'm doing a review of software like a distribution or tutorials, you have to see what's on the screen. So I'll go ahead and log in. You can't see it yet. Okay, so I have my laptop plugged in. Now, what a lot of YouTubers do is they will have a separate video feed for each of the input sources. So they might have a video feed from their camera, maybe another from their computer, a separate audio track, and they will edit all of those in together. Now, I don't really want to have anything to do with that. I want to have one video file. And regardless of what the source is, I don't want to have to combine everything in post. I want one file that I need to edit to make it super easy. I'm going to show you how I accomplish that. So, like I said, I have the laptop plugged in, and what I have right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll overlay some footage right here. I have a Streamdeck, which basically has some buttons on it that you can program to do various things. I have a record button on here, but I also have a button that I can use to switch the source. I'll demonstrate. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and switch to laptop. And right now you're seeing my laptop, and you can see what's on my laptop screen. So then I can press the camera button right here, and then I'm back on the camera. And I'm going to demonstrate this for you right now. Now this part of the video, right here, I am not going to edit this part. So I'm going to start talking, and I'm on the laptop. Now you see my laptop screen. Now you see me right here. I'm talking to you. I'm back on the laptop right now, and now I'm back to the camera. And now I can even switch to a scene where I have me on the bottom right corner, but you still see my laptop. Now just my laptop and just my camera. I could just basically keep pressing these buttons and switching the input sources, and I am not editing this part of the video. You're actually seeing what is coming off of the recording before editing. Now, of course, I'm going to edit other parts of the video, but this is the part that I'm not going to edit just to show you the simplicity. It goes into one file. So how the heck do I accomplish that? So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. So first of all, the cables. So I have this HDMI cable right here, which I'm able to record directly off my computer. Now this actually goes across the floor. It's hidden in this cable concealer, which isn't much of a concealer, this big rubber thing, at least to make sure that I can't trip over the cables. And my microphone cable actually goes under there as well, so that allows me to have the microphone close to me, but I don't have to have the camera or recording equipment very close to me. That could be on the other side of the room, but the things that are needing to be close to me, like my HDMI cable and the microphone, well, you know, that's close. And that, again, that goes across the floor. And then the HDMI cable goes into one of these two screen recorders that you see right here. And these two screen recorders here go into this Dell Optiplex PC via USB. This is just a standard Dell Optiplex computer. Now the microphone is plugged in directly to my Sony Handycam, and since that is outputting HDMI to the screen recorder, the audio from the microphone goes through that same HDMI cable, so that's how I don't have to have the microphone plugged into the PC. Now in OBS, I have the microphone input to be set to the sound coming from the HDMI capture of the camera, so I don't have to have the microphone installed on the actual computer itself. The screen recorder actually handles that too. And I have that audio track set up independently of which scene is being recorded from, which is how I'm able to have a standard audio track despite what the input source or video source actually is. Now, because I have the Streamdeck set up with buttons like record or buttons to switch the scene, it's very easy for me to record a video. And like I mentioned, every time I record, I only have one video file. Now, obviously, this video is the exception because I have to overlay some footage of my equipment. But normally, there's only one video file for each video that I record. It makes the editing process very easy. In fact, the audio doesn't even need any editing in post. What you are hearing right now is what the video file actually sounds like. I do no audio editing in post. I just don't have time to do that. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm sure it could sound a little bit better if I did do something in post. I know a lot of people will use Audacity and things like that, but I wanted to get it set up with where the audio quality was good coming off the microphone, so that minimizes the amount of editing that I actually have to do. And that took me about a month, believe it or not, because a lot of these reviews, when you look up microphones on YouTube and people review microphones, they'll tell you that this is the microphone that'll save the day, this is the one you need to buy, it'll make you sound great. That's just all BS, to be completely honest with you. No microphone is going to sound good without some configuration of settings, which I unfortunately learned the hard way. I spent a great deal of time adjusting settings, and I'm sure I have further adjustments to make because I do feel that there is still a little bit of an echo and the bass is a little too high. Now obviously that's really easy to change because I can just get some more foam paneling in my studio. That'll probably take care of that. But you know, although I have a little bit more to go, I think it actually sounds pretty good. And the whole process couldn't be easier for me. In fact, when I do actually stop recording, the video file goes into a Samba share on the studio PC that I can then grab the video footage from any of my other computers and start editing it, so I don't have to go fetch a flash drive or anything like that. I can easily grab the video and start working on finalizing it for the channel. Now obviously some of this equipment was a bit pricey. I feel like I had to make an investment in the quality of the channel to improve everything for you guys, and that's exactly what I did. I think it'll pay off. But if you're just starting out, you're probably not going to go and buy a Sony Handycam AX53 and a Rode VideoMic Pro. I mean, I started with an old Dell D630 laptop, which I bought for $150 at the flea market, and then a $15 camera that I purchased from Walmart. So you have to kind of work your way up to get to that point. But I feel like I finally have the equipment that I want and the setup that makes it easy for me, so I couldn't possibly be happier with it. So overall, I just wanted to give you guys a look. And I still have some adjustments to make. The whole thing is I want to make the best video content that I can for you guys. I want it to look good. I want it to sound good. And that's my goal. And I'm closer than I've ever been before to achieving that. I want to give a special shout out / thank you to Tom Lawrence, because he inspired a great deal of this. Some of these things that I've learned from him. So if you see any similarities in my setup compared to his, it's probably not a coincidence. I took things that I liked from his setup on his YouTube channel, and then I incorporated it into mine with some of my own creativity on top of it. I highly recommend that you check out his channel if you haven't already done so. It's a great channel. He has a lot of awesome content out there, and I can't possibly thank him enough for inspiring a lot of this and teaching me a lot of the things that I've learned to make content. So I definitely owe a big thank you to him. So Tom, if you're watching this, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. And continue to let me know what you guys think. I want to know, because I want to make the best video content that I can. So if sometimes the audio sounds too rough, or something just doesn't look right, sound right, just let me know. And I don't get a chance to respond to every comment, but I do read them. So definitely let me know your thoughts. And I have some other videos I'm going to go and make right now. So I'm going to stop the recording right here. But if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. I have some very awesome things coming, so stay tuned. Thanks for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. If you found it useful, click that like button. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe so you'll see the latest content as soon as it becomes available. If you want to help me out, there's links down below for my Patreon page, as well as links for purchasing my Linux books, and also my affiliate store, which has a listing of Linux compatible hardware that I've actually tested personally. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.